What is up, everybody? We are back here for the King Film Sports Week 2 NFL picks and predictions, where I'm also going to be giving out my free betting lock of the week there in the Chiefs-Jags game. We've got a great Week 2 slate, but here to recap Week 1 first. So obviously we lost that Week 1 game. As I recorded the video, I did not know that Travis Kelce would be out, and that proved to be a massive difference as Tony and the other receivers had some crucial drops there, so the Chiefs dropped that one on opening night. Then in the morning slate, only other loss was the Vikings there against the Bucs. That was kind of a surprising result, but could kind of see that happening. See Minnesota regressing a bit. Then we hit our free play of the week. Easy Niners, Steelers, Niners minus 2.5 in Pittsburgh. This one went easier than I thought. Thought it would be a little bit closer than that. A lot of people in the comments were touting the Steelers on their home field, but we knew that the Niners would get it done there. Then in the afternoon, Broncos got upset by the Raiders there by 1 point. That was a very close game there. Very few possessions for each team. Then Dolphins-Chargers was the opposite. Just a complete shootout here, and the Dolphins ended up getting it done after the Chargers could not find a field goal late there. Tua and Tyreek Hill were just on fire in that one. Chargers defense nowhere to be found. Then Seahawks lose to the Rams. End up getting blown up there. That was one of the shockers of the day, as the Rams rookies have been doing very well, and Stafford was on his game there. And then the Monday night choke by the Bills and Josh Allen there, even as Rodgers exits the game on the fourth snap for the Jets. And likely what is a season-ending injury. The Bills cannot get it done there as they lose in overtime. So we went 10-6 on the game picks, and for the locks, remember to join our Discord to subscribe for all the plays. End up getting pretty unlucky because the Chiefs line went down to 4.5 without Kelce. Not sure if I would have taken that if I known they wouldn't have had Kelce in that one, but we did anyway, so that was a bit unlucky, and they ended up losing. Then the Bills -2 did not hit either, so total -1.4 units. So not our best there, but went 3-4, did hit the free play, so we will be back next week and better, hopefully in the positive there. And reminder to join the Discord, link in bio there. So now we will get into the predictions here. Thursday night, we've got Vikings at Eagles. This is historically a matchup that the Eagles dominate. Last year, they played in Week 2, and I think the score was something around 31-7 in that one. No real contest. I feel like they always play in Philadelphia as well, so that might be a factor. In this one, give me the Eagles here, big against the Vikings. I think the Vikings are due for a bit of a bounce-back performance. I think that Addison Jefferson will have huge games, and Kirk will play a bit better there. Will ditch a few of the turnovers that he had in last week's game, but still, I just don't think it will be enough. Hurts and the Eagles kind of declined last week, and they almost choked away that game to the Patriots. I expect them to have a big offensive day against this porous Minnesota defense, but the Eagles defense, it is worth noting that they have regressed since last season, and a lot of last season was due to incompetent quarterback play on the other side. So I see a high-scoring affair here, bit of a shootout, but give me the Eagles there to win that one on their home field. Next, we got the Falcons hosting the Packers. Interesting game between two 1-0 NFC teams, and in this one, give me the Packers. They looked great in Chicago last week. I know it's the Bears, but that defense came to play against Justin Fields there, and I don't think that Desmond Ridder is a whole lot better than Justin Fields, if he is at all. So I think that they will be able to stop the Falcons' ground game, and Desmond Ridder is going to have to show me something through the air, and he hasn't proven it yet, so give me the Packers there. I think Jordan Love and that Packers ground game has been very good as well so far, so give me them. Then Raiders at Bills, and the Bills obviously disappointing in Week 1, and the Raiders get that win in the Mile High. Give me the Bills here, but they've got to play a lot better than last week on a bit of a short week here. I expect Josh Allen to get right. The Raiders have one of the worst defenses in the league, so this is a good spot to do so. But hey, maybe Jimmy G and this Raiders team can hang around there against this Bills defense, who has not been great in the past. Next, we got a big AFC North battle between the Ravens and the Bengals. Ravens look decent against the Texans at home there. Kind of sleptwalked through that game, but still won by double digits. And then the Bengals, oh my goodness, what a horrible performance in Cleveland. They've got to make up for that. This one is going to be a dogfight, as it always is in the AFC North, but give me the Bengals barely to win here and avenge that loss to Cleveland there. I think that Joe Burrow has a much better performance. He had one of the worst performances by a quarterback in NFL history. Over 30 attempts with under 100 yards last week. And I think they get right here, and he gets the best of Lamar Jackson and the Ravens there. Next, we got the Seahawks at the Lions, and I see a bit of regression to the mean here for both these teams. Almost want to pick the Seahawks outright. I'm narrowly going to give it to the Lions, but I think that the Seahawks under Pete Carroll will have a much better performance in this week on the road here in Detroit. And Detroit, they do have that extra rest, but I think that they will be a little too high off of that Chiefs win on that opening night. So give me the Lions here, but I think this is a big Seahawks spot there. Would not be surprised if that one is a close game in the fourth quarter. Next, we get to the Colts and the Texans, projected to be two of the worst teams in the league. And a lot of people might be taking the Colts in this one because they showed more competitive spirit in that Jags game. But give me the Texans here at home. I think that Richardson is due for a few boneheaded plays. You saw a couple of them in that Jags game. I think you'll see some more here in the Texans game. And I just like D'Amico Ryans more as a coach than Steichen at this point at home in Houston. I think CJ Stroud is the better quarterback here, and the Texans get that one done there. Next here, we get to our lock of the week. We've got Chiefs at Jags. Give me the Chiefs minus the 2.5 points here. Now, if you were subscribed in the Discord, we already gave out this pick. Line has since moved to 3 or 3.5 in some places. Definitely be sure to line shop and get it at the lowest number that you can, but still like the Chiefs regardless. I think that was a pretty unlucky loss for them on last Thursday night's game, obviously without Kelsey. Maybe they have him out after this long rest, but they do have Chris Jones, who just signed, which is big for the defensive line, and I just think this is a big get-right spot. Mahomes wasn't perfect in that game, and I think he'll take it on himself, although it really wasn't him. I think he'll have a majestic game against this Jags defense. Jags defense is not great, mind you, as the Colts were hanging in that game for far too long. Even on the road here, I think that the Chiefs are the far superior team over the Jags. Trevor Lawrence will have to play great against this Chiefs defense, and I think he's just too prone to some mistakes there, so give me the Chiefs to bounce back in that one there. Next, we got the Bears at the Bucks, and in this one, I'm going to be taking the Bucks. Not very confident in this prediction, as I'm not big on Tampa Bay long term, but Baker played well enough, and he played some clutch football last week, and at this point, I just think he's a better quarterback than Justin Fields. I also like that Tampa Bay defense. They really clamped down on Kirk Cousins and forced the mistakes out of him. I can only imagine what's going to happen on some plays here for Justin Fields, so give me Tampa Bay at home there. Next, we get to an interesting one. Two teams with disappointing losses in week one. Both got to bounce back, Chargers and Titans. Give me the Chargers because of their dynamic play on offense here with Herbert and all those receivers, and then Eckler out of the backfield. I just think they have far too many weapons here. The Titans, I mean, they hung around against the Saints there, but Tannehill had an awful performance. I think he gets right a little bit against this horrible Chargers defense so far, but I just think that the Chargers have too much firepower. Give me LA to win there on the road. Then we've got the Giants at the Cardinals. I think the Giants looked horrible on Sunday Night Football, but with that being said, I think the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the league. I think they put that performance behind them. Dable will have the boys ready to go. I think that the Giants bounce back here in Arizona there. Next, we get to a divisional matchup. Niners and Rams, both 1-0 at this point in LA, and give me the Niners to win here big. Purdy and that offense were absolutely rolling, and that Niners defense was even better than we saw it last year. I mean, Pickett could get nothing going. He had that one drive at the end of the half, but other than that, it was just curtains for that Steelers offense, and I think we could be seeing something similar here. Stafford might be running for his life, and I'm not sure how productive those rookie wide receivers for the Rams will be against this great Niners defense there, so give me the Niners to win big. Next, we got the Jets at the Cowboys, and give me the Cowboys to win here big. I suspect that Rodgers will be out with that Achilles injury, so Cowboys off of a 40-0 win. I think this is a bit of a letdown spot, but considering they're playing Zach Wilson and the Jets, who will be on a short week, and all of that emotion from that big comeback win, I just do not see it here for New York. Cowboys as well. It's their home opener here, so give me Dallas there big in Jerry World. Then to finish out the afternoon slate, taking the Broncos to beat the Commanders at home here. If they lose this one, then Sean Payton and Russell Wilson will be under some fire here. But I think they played well enough to win last week. Crazy onside kick to start out the game, but there was a flag called, and after that, just some unfortunate things happened for them there. I think that Russell Wilson will be more productive here against the Commanders, and I'm really not big on Sam Howell. I think that he will be forced into some mistakes here against this great Denver secondary and pass rush, so give me the Broncos to win in the Mile High there. Then we get to a very good Sunday Night Football matchup between the Dolphins and the Patriots, and all conventional wisdom says to take the Patriots here. Night game at home, Bill Belichick, and they really did play great even in a loss last week against the Eagles there at home, but I'm just persuaded by that crazy offensive production by the Dolphins here. I don't think it will be quite as prolific against this stingy New England secondary, but still, I just think there's no way that you can clamp down Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill. As long as Tua stays productive, I think that the Dolphins offense will reign supreme on Sunday night there. Next, we're taking the Saints to beat the Panthers in that first Monday night matchup. The Panthers did not show much, and I think that they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league behind that porous offensive line. Saints offense with Derek Carr was nothing special in week one. I think they have to play a lot better. Panthers defense is pretty tight, but give me the Saints to win it there. And then finally, we get to the Browns at the Steelers. Another AFC North divisional matchup here. Give me the Steelers narrowly to win at home. I just think this one is going to be a dogfight. I think that the Browns are overall the better team here, but Steelers in a desperation spot getting blown up, whereas the Browns just beat the Bengals on their home field by 21. They're going to be hyped up going into this matchup. Could really see it going either way. Just think it's going to be an ugly game in Heinz Field, but I think the Steelers narrowly will get it done in that one. So with that being said, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on my predictions for week 2 here. What do you think about our free play, Chiefs -2.5 or -3 in Jacksonville there? Remember to also join the Discord link in bio if you want access to all of our plays, college football, NFL, and MLB there. So with that being said, be sure to like and subscribe on the video, and I will see you all in the next one.